Hello, everybody, and welcome to another episode of Big Bold You, a show that is dedicated to inspiring every person out there. And yes, I'm talking to you. I'm talking to your friends, your family members, all those people that you know, love, and adore, and maybe some of them that are a little bit challenging. But we are here to inspire you to play bigger in your life. And I say this every week almost. I promise you, it is easier to play bigger in life than it is smaller. You get results quicker and you're able to accomplish things in a much faster, more substantial way. We want to inspire you to be bolder, which means that you've got to step out of your comfort zone because everything you want literally is on the other side of your comfort zone. You have to be a little uncomfortable. You've got to be a little scared because that's how you grow. And our main chief desire is to help people become the best version of themselves. I believe that we live in a world where there is a war between good and evil. It has been that way for many, many thousands of years. It'll be that way for more. And the only way evil wins is when good people don't do enough. So every week we bring incredible topics, and I am so excited about our topic today, and I'm even more excited about our guest, Miss Jacklyn Shapiro.
Hey, Jens.
Y'all are going to love her. If you know Jacklyn, and I just call her Jackie. I mean,
everybody calls me
everybody
Jackie.
just calls you Jackie,
Yes.
right? So you're going to love Jackie. Our topic today is teaching kids about money. But before we get into our topic, Jackie, tell us a little bit about you.
Well, I'm a native Texan.
Mm-hmm.
Most people don't know that I'm actually fourth generation Texan.
Wow.
Yeah.
I mean, and is it around this area? Are you West Texas, East Texas?
I was actually born and raised in Fort Worth.
I was too. Okay, I just learned
We
this.
just learned something new.
What high school did you go to?
Grapevine.
Okay, so you're really Grapevine. I went to Arlington Heights.
Mm-hmm.
So Grapevine, if you're from Fort Worth, people from Fort Worth, tell me if I'm right. She's really not from Fort Worth if she's
No,
from
I was.
Grapevine.
Yeah, but I was. Well, we moved around a little bit in Fort Worth, but I was born out near Azle.
Okay,
In White
okay.
Settlement,
We're gonna
so-
let you. Okay, we're gonna let her say she's from Fort Worth, right? I mean, Fort Worth people are really big about that. But so born and raised in Fort Worth, family, long generation of Texans.
Yep.
Go Texas. And my daughter went to OU, so we got to do that too. All right, a little bit of that. And how you got siblings? I mean,
Yeah, I've got. I was raised by my grandparents, and I had. Oh, my grandmother was amazing. You would have loved her. So she was one of the first women veterinarians in Fort Worth.
no wonder you're just a firecracker because you come from a lineage of strong women.
Yeah, I do. Actually, yeah. And so I was raised by my grandparents, and wow, my grandmother gave me some of the best gifts, even though I had her for a short period of my life. And so obviously broken home, being raised by the grandparents. But there were 4 kids in the house, me and my brother and 2 of my cousins. And
Right.
so we were pretty rowdy.
Oh yeah,
We were rowdy.
Well, we had 6 kids in our family, and it was chaos but remember back in the day, that's how it was. There were big families. It was crazy. If you weren't in a fight with one of your siblings, and then something wasn't right. That's just the way the world. And I want to know more about you, but I'm telling you, the topic of today is I think it's so impactful. It's a topic that I don't think we talk about enough, and it's something that you're extremely passionate about, which is teaching kids about money. So I want to know, how did this just passion start burning inside of you?
Well, as you know, I've been working in credit for many, many years. And my heart has always been with the kids. Everything I've ever really done philanthropically has been towards the kids.
Right. I am the same way.
So I was reading Tony Robbins' book, Unshakable. And I'm maybe that's not the right one. Anyway, I was reading Tony Robbins' book with Peter Mallouk.
Which he's phenomenal.
So anyway, Peter Mallouk, one of his business partners, had broken down some numbers about savings and kids, and it was just like a thunderbolt.
Right. You're like going, hold on, you got to share some of these stats.
So what Peter Mallouk did was he took these numbers and he said, okay, if you're 19 and you're saving $300 a month, and you've got it in a compounding interest account, when you're 27, you stop saving and you just leave the money, let it grow. When you're 65, that $300 a month turns into $1.8 million and change.
Okay, so let's say this again, because I've got 5 kids. One is 18 and the oldest is 23. So
Right.
they're right around that age. We do have some of our kids. We have 3 boys and 2 girls and we want all of them saving, and they do. But so at age 19,
Yes.
folks, $300 a month.
Yes.
And what kind of account again?
Well, Mary is going to be on board with us on
Yes.
this, and she has graciously agreed to help the kids that we bring in.
Okay, so this is really big time. Okay, there are some adults that I know that they're going to think, okay, what can I do? We're going to talk about that maybe at another show, but right now we're talking about kids. So you and another financial planner, Mary McMahon, who we've had on the show as well, you're going to start a program.
Yeah. And like I said, she's graciously agreed. And if you guys aren't familiar with a fiduciary, it's extremely important if you have anybody watching your finances that they are a fiduciary. That means they are putting their interest behind yours. So being protected and having somebody that's completely compliant is a must.
And people don't even really understand that, because here's the thing. Everybody wants money. For the most part, I think everybody understands that you got to pay to play.
Yeah.
You got to have money to do all the things that you need to do in the world. You've got to live, to exist. You've got to have money to make money. And everybody needs financial experts in and on their life team.
Oh, most definitely.
Okay, so if you don't have some financial experts on your life team, Jackie Shapiro, who is your co-managing partner or your lead managing partner. I don't want to say it incorrectly.
It's co-founder.
Okay, co-founder.
And managing partner.
For Jackie and Hurst Associates.
Shapiro and Hurst, National Advocacy.
Jackie.
It's all good.
I'm trying to be so professional over here.
So we have 3 companies total. So there's Shapiro, Hurst and Associates, National Advocacy Alliance, and Advanced Score Solutions today.
So how did this passion to help kids teach about money, how did this come to you?
You know, I've been very blessed, Jens. Some of the greatest things that have happened in my life were not planned. They were complete happenstance.
Right.
I know it was on a mission, but even when I got into credit, I had a friend call me and goes, "Jackie, you really need to hear what these people are doing. I think this would be phenomenal for you." And I'm like, "Okay, well, I'm very open-minded."
Right, you are so open-minded.
So I sat down and had a conversation, and the guys owned a credit repair company. I didn't know anything about credit repair, but when they started talking about it and they started doing some basics, I was like, wow, this fits my brain.
Right.
And so it just clicked for me. And the same was with the kids. And when I read through those numbers, I was like, whoa, hold on.
I know. It's
We
like,
can-
you can, think about how many kids right around the age 19 that you can stop, look, and listen. If you have kids around this age, or if you have kids younger than that age, and you're going to start working with them, that you get involved with this program that you're going to start doing. Are you going to have workshops, or how do people learn about this program?
So what we'll do is we'll put together some seminars for these kids. We've had some of the parishioners at the Potter's House already reach out to us.
This is genius.
And so I'm coordinating with them as well, but we'll basically go in and we'll help these kids. And what I'd really love to do is add some mindset in there, because having the money without the mindset.
Oh, yes, definitely.
Yeah. How many celebrities do we know or we hear of? They've got everything in the world going for them and they're in rehab.
Well, and right, it's celebrities, athletes. There are people, that's one thing. People think if you have money, that fixes everything. And that is 100% not accurate at all. And then you've got people that acquire money. They get money and they don't know what to do with it. And then they spend it all. They have nothing to show for it. And to be able to teach kids right around that age, 19 years old, and really even before, like at these workshops and seminars that you're going to be conducting, really what is the best age to get these kids and parents involved?
Well, I think if we can get them involved early and start teaching them things about checking accounts and debit cards, even from the time, Megan is turning 18 this year. And for those of you who don't know me, that's my daughter. But I started her with her own bank account and debit card and, hey, here's a budget. This is how we do it. And we started that about around the age of 13.
That's so great, Jackie. And, here, I'm going to talk about this on my Ask Jen's questions, so I don't want to give too much away on that. But I will tell you that every month here on the Big Bold You Show, we're reading a book.
I love that book.
Think and Grow Rich is just such a powerful book that I've decided we're going to do 2 months. So we did January and February. Next month's book, which is going to start next Monday, is The 21 Irrefutable Laws of Leadership by John C. Maxwell. But here's one of the nuggets. So every week I pull a nugget, and I'm going to read this, and it's a little longer, but it talks about the 6 basic fears. So there's 6 basic fears that Napoleon Hill talks about in life. And the number 1 fear is the fear of poverty. So there's the fear of criticism, of ill health, loss of love from someone, old age and death. But this is what Napoleon Hill says about the fear of poverty. Because, like you said just a few minutes ago, people have money mindsets.
Yes.
And their money mindsets were developed and formed when they were young. And if you were raised in a house where money was an issue, if you were raised in a house where people didn't have money, or your parents fought over money, or they had a negative connotation to it, there's a very strong possibility that it's your mindset, and people, they're fearing poverty, but that fear is actually taking you to poverty. So this is what he says. Fear of poverty is a state of mind, nothing else. The fear paralyzes the faculty of reason, destroys the faculty of imagination, kills off self-reliance, undermines enthusiasm, discourages initiative, leads to uncertainty of purpose, encourages procrastination, wipes out enthusiasm, and makes self-control an impossibility. It takes the charm from one's personality, destroys the possibility of accurate thinking, diverts concentration of effort, it masters persistence, turns the willpower into nothingness, destroys ambition, beclouds the memory, and invites failure in every conceivable form. The fear of poverty kills love, assassinates the finer emotions of the heart, discourages friendships, and invites disaster in 100 different forms. It leads to sleeplessness, misery, and unhappiness. And all this despite the obvious truth that we live in a world of overabundance, that everything our heart could desire is right there available, with nothing standing between us and our desires except the fear of poverty. It is without a doubt the most destructive of all the 6 basic fears. So this is why I think money is so important, and it's why I love Jackie. It's why I love Mary McMahon and all these, Ruth Viverette, all these amazing, incredible people that I know. And there's so many people out there, but it's such a small percentage of the people that really understand about money. And when you said, Jens, I have a passion to help teach kids about money and managing money, I'm telling you, Jackie, you're going to be teaching some kids about money that the parents don't even understand.
Well, and if you look at really what's happening in our world right now in the United States, we've got approximately $1 trillion in debt with credit cards.
Isn't it? It makes you sick.
Well, and the economy right now, realistically, Jens, we're in more debt today than we were in 2008 when everything crashed. So if we look at this trend, and this is kind of goes back to that other question, how did I come to this? Because I've been studying the trends for the last couple of years and putting information together. And I really wanted to create a book that would show people what the real cost of all these things really was. But anyway, so we go on down the road, and we've only got 30% of our population right now in the U.S. that even have a budget or even have a plan.
Right, right. Because, here's the thing, and everybody watching out there, tell me, when we were growing up, we didn't have debit cards. When we got our accounts, I'm not going to lie, I didn't get my account till I was in college. But when we got our accounts, we would write the checks, and we had a register, and we would balance. Our parents taught us how to do that because it was a necessity. There, there wasn't ATMs. I'm dating myself right now. Now, ATMs came about later, but so, nowadays, these kids, they get an account, they get a debit card, they can go on their phones, and they can look at what their balance is, and those skills are being lost.
They are completely lost.
I know my kids, there is a need, but things have been made so easy, and then the credit card companies just bombard kids that have no business getting credit. What is that all about, Jackie?
Well, it's a huge source of revenue is what it really is. But yeah, I've got a very dear friend of mine, his boys, he's just been putting the offers just as a tool, but he puts all the offers in a box. He's got 80 of them in this box.
For his kids?
For his sons, yeah.
Oh my gosh, what a great idea, Jackie. Yeah. What a great idea, because we do have 5 kids, and they all are at that age where credit card companies are sending them. Somebody out there do that. Somebody out there do that other than Jackie's friends, where if your kids are around that age, start putting all of those credit card offers in a box just to see how it's just never ending. It just keeps going and keeps going. So, how do we make a difference in the status quo?
Well, I think the first thing we've got to do is the education piece. When we do the education and we really help the kids understand how everything works and that they can change the direction of their lives without it being this big mystery. There's actually some very simple steps between A and B.
Okay, so I'm going to say something because I always am thinking about what people out that are watching are going to think. And I also kind of put myself in the state of, okay, if I'm 19 years old and somebody's telling me save $300 a month, $300 a month is a lot of money for a 19-year-old. So, that means they've got to work.
Yeah, go to work, go get a job.
That means you've got to go to work, and you've got to save $300. And I think it's important. Now, I know there's probably some helicopter parents out there right now that are thinking, all right, well, gosh, this is a great idea. So when my kids turn 19 or a little bit, we're going to put $300. Yeah. And I'm not saying don't do that, but if we want our kids to learn this, they're the ones that need to have their butts in the seat at the workshops. They're the ones that need to receive the information that they can read, that they can process, that they can start to have some opinions of their own. And third party is king, because they're not going to listen to us. They've got to find people like you.
Yeah, and the ownership for the kids, I think that's just hugely important.
Oh, yeah.
For those kids to own what they're doing.
They have to.
When they get to the end of the road, it's also something they can be very proud of that they have actually accomplished.
Right, and I'm going to say, out of our 5 kids, I don't know. Just to be honest, we worry about our kids. Everybody does.
Everybody does.
As a parent, you worry about your kids, and you want your kids to be happy. You want your kids to be healthy. You want your kids to be successful. You don't want your kids struggling with money. You want them to have a hard work ethic. But at the end of the day, they're the ones that they've got to step up. I say to my kids, this isn't my life, it's your life. My life is great. I got a great life because I've worked my ass off, and I worked at a very young age, and I've always worked. And I don't see that work ethic as much. Do you find that?
It may be our generation, and because we really got out there and we had to hustle. I know that when I was a teenager, I would babysit to help for grocery money
Oh, of
for the
course.
family.
Hey, we all babysat. And what was your going rate?
I don't remember. I used to upcharge because a lot of the kids.
Of course you did. Of course you did. I upcharged.
Well, a lot of the kids didn't have great discipline in their house. And if I came to babysit, I'd tell the parent straight up, if your kids get out of line, they're going to get in trouble. And
Listen to you, Jackie.
I did.
You were putting the hammer down early on.
I
I can remember, and this I want everybody. If I don't care how old you are, if you babysat when you were growing up, how much was your hourly rate? Because I can vividly remember. Mine was like $2 or $3 an hour, $2 or $3 an hour, and I babysat some hellions. I mean, honestly, I really did.
I think I was thinking about it. Maybe it was like $5.
Yes,
but they would tip
because
me.
you upsold them.
Well, I did, but seriously, I mean, there were some of these kids that it wasn't just Joni, don't do that.
Right. I mean,
you're in trouble.
But going back to the kids have to have ownership.
They do.
But I've never seen a webinar. I've never seen a workshop. I've never seen a seminar like this. Are they out there and we just can't find them and we don't know about them? Are you and Mary and some other incredibly just talented experts saying we're going to create this?
No, we're creating it. And we're pushing it out there because here's the big picture for everybody that's watching. So when we take these children today, and I'm going to backtrack for just a second. Are you familiar with the Harvard study of adult development?
Only because you've told me about it.
Okay. So for anybody that isn't familiar with it, basically Harvard took over 700 men, studied them for 75 years. Now, what's really interesting about this is that the children, well, I call them children, they were 19 at the time, but the kids at that age, their top 3 things were, we want to be wealthy, we want to have fame, we want to be high achievers. And those are the exact same things that our millennials are saying now.
Right.
But when they got to the end of the study, they found that the quality of our relationships are what truly give us a better life.
Exactly. And, and it just is what I was reading from Napoleon Hill. When you have a fear of poverty, it clouds every aspect of your life.
And that's half of our population right now.
And do you know, and everybody knows, I mean, unless you're living under a rock, but everybody knows that one of the main topics for breaking up marriages is money.
Finances. Absolutely.
Money. So, there's that abundant mindset and then there's the scarcity mindset. And that abundant mindset is just, again, what Napoleon Hill says is we live in a world of overabundance. We live in a world of overabundance. There is truly nothing we can't have, but we have to work for it. We have to solve for the things that we need to solve for. And we have to understand that we can manage our money and we can be smart with our money and we can make money for us.
Yes.
But at the end of the day, you have to be around people that know what they're doing.
You do. And I really don't know of anybody that has really focused in on this topic with kids.
I don't know anybody either, Jackie.
But I do know that with all of our children today, if we raise them and we give them the knowledge, we're talking about all of the governors, the representatives of Congress. We're talking about future presidents.
Yeah, well, and the really neat thing is one of the things you do is you do have a radio show. You have a radio show on Saturdays.
Right. I do it with Kurt Chase on the Automotive Edge.
And I know that you are talking to some representatives and some people in Congress, local and federal. Is that not true?
Not on the federal level.
Yet.
Not yet.
Yeah. Not yet.
But give me a minute.
Yeah.
Give me a minute.
Because this really, it needs to be a national effort.
Can you just think for a second? Can you imagine if we raise our children? Because you're right, finances is one of the biggest problems that families and people have with the toxicity that it brings into our world. If you remove that one major obstacle, wow.
Oh, I know.
Then you're creating not just a change here locally or regionally or in the state, but then you're creating a national change with our children for a really big and positive impact.
And I'm gonna say something too that probably everybody's thinking. Our kids need to be able to take care of us when we get old.
Yes.
I'd tell all my kids, I'm like, I'm gonna make sure that I move the closest to the ones that is the most successful and that can take care of me the best. Now I am, of course, taking care of that myself, but I mean, you never know what's going to happen as you age in your mental capacities and all that kind of stuff. But you also don't want to be a burden to your children as well. So you do want to be able to take care of yourself financially. But what I want to know is, how is this initiative going to roll out? How can people get involved, bring their kids? What does it all look like so far?
So what it's going to look like today versus what it'll look like in the very near future is going to be two different things. But right now, today, I'm really looking at some of our church families and starting, right here at home.
Right.
If we can start right here at home, then, my goal is to help 500,000 kids. We've got 250,000 here in
the Dallas DFW for sure.
So, helping 500,000, if you can help 500,000, you can help 5 million.
Exactly. So but I'm just thinking, because I know we've got Tracy, Laura in Austin, Round Rock area, love her. And I know it's not even Round Rock. Tracy, tell me where you're from again. She's amazing. She's incredible. She has got kids. She's got grandkids. I know she's highly interested in this. So if somebody doesn't live in this area, Jackie, y'all have to do webinars. You're going to have to do virtual classes that people can get in, because I don't know of anybody else that's doing it. I mean, can somebody Google this for us? Well, I know we'll probably get Ziggy will probably Google it for us. But honestly, I don't know of anybody else doing this. So you're going to start live with churches and church families here locally. And do you have dates yet set?
No, but it's so funny that you say that, because my entire calendar got wiped out the other day.
Oh, that's right. You told me that.
Yeah, so I was having to go back and recreate everything for the year.
Okay, well, here's the thing, because everybody knows I'm a planner, and when a great idea like this happens, I'm like, let's open up the calendar, let's put dates down, let's put times, let's get everything set up. This is a need that so many people are whether they think they are looking for it or not, they're looking for it. Okay, this is going to solve for so many woes. I mean, right now and in the future. So we need to know the live events. We need to know the dates. We need to know the times. We also need to set up virtual. I mean, y'all let me know what you need, and I'm going to be working with Jackie to make this happen. I know you've got the panel of experts already.
Yeah, I do.
You've got everybody. But in the meantime, until we have real solutions for people, what can parents and children at this age do?
So for the immediate, what I would recommend is, if you've got the kids at this age and you do have an interest in giving them this knowledge and this life skill, then if you want to start with your immediate that are sort of around you, I mean, as far as right now today, then email me at Jackie@Shapiro-Hurst.com. That's Jackie, and then SHAPIRO hyphen Hurst is HURST.com. So if you really do have a need, and you've got, get all your friends, get the parents, get the kids, get everybody together. Bring me in front of the entire group, and we will come out, we'll help teach you so that you can get started now.
I love this, Jackie, and I had no idea that you were going to be so generous with this offer. I mean, I'm not even kidding you. We'll make sure that we put her email in the comment box, and if you're watching this on YouTube, we'll make sure you get the information. Just send me a message, and because I'm going to be honest with you, I don't know how YouTube works completely. I know I have the power and the ability to go in there and leave messages. So if you're watching, Tim Gillette, I think you might be watching. Tell me how to do that. Teach me, please. Or Lyle, somebody out there. But I want to make sure everybody has that information, because that is so valuable, and what an amazing, generous offer. I'm going to have all my kids come home, and we're going to sit down and we're going to let you teach us, because that's what we need, is we need to be taught the right things to do, which takes me to our Ask Jen's question, because there's 3 things, in my opinion, that you need to do for this question. And it goes perfectly with our topic for the day. And the question is, what's the best way to teach your kids about money? For me, number 1 is that you teach them the right money mindset. And the right money mindset is, we're in charge of money. Money's not in charge of us. There is an abundance in this world. And if we learn the right things to do, and we do number 2, which is connect to the right people, there are experts in every industry. To my point, we've got Jackie Shapiro here. She is a money expert. Get your children connected to money experts. Get yourself connected. And number 3 is constant communication. Money, just like every other topic, is something that needs to be discussed on a consistent basis, because it's repetition is how we learn. And to me, that's really the best thing that you can do. And that's why you're here. And you're gonna be preaching this. Y'all are going to see her on all the big shows. I can't wait till you have your book, and then you're planning on doing a TED Talk on this topic as well.
I am. Yeah, we're going to do that this year.
I know we are. We're gonna do that this year. But this is. I mean, it blows my mind how simple this topic is, but at the same time, how enormous it is, and how people aren't talking about it.
Well, I don't think anybody's ever broken it down like this before.
No, I don't think so either, Jackie.
I don't think they have.
This is a gift. This is your legacy.
Yes, it is.
It truly is your legacy. Anything, we've got a really cute Laughter is the Best Medicine clip, but before we get to that clip, any other just nuggets that you think that parents need to know, kids at this age need to know, that can make a powerful impact?
I would say for the parents, we are all guilty of this, including myself. But we have all had a moment, or we were raised in a house where you had the, what do you think, I'm made of money? Or money doesn't grow on trees. When we have those statements, consciously and unconsciously, we're programming our children with those. So if you're a parent, I'd say, hey, be aware of what you are saying, and not only to your children, but to yourself.
Oh, right, exactly.
About your money. And then for the kids, I'd say, hey, let's get together. Let's get you educated. But we definitely need to bring in the mindset piece.
Right.
To everyone.
Definitely. And that is, that really is my specialty.
It is.
My dad was a professional athlete, and I was just blessed. I was blessed in the environment where it's all about what you think. And that's one of the reasons why we took Think and Grow Rich Napoleon Hill for 2 months. That's why I facilitate masterminds. That's what I do, because I know if we can't get somebody's mind right and wrapped around a topic in an accurate way, people aren't going to be able to move forward.
Right.
They're just not going to.
And on this topic, the what we're doing is very clear cut.
Right.
We're helping the kids, get them educated so that they can produce their own future. The how we do it, we'll teach. And then getting to the why these kids want to do it individually, what their purpose is going to be very interesting to see that evolve.
It's going to be a blast.
Yeah.
It's going to be such a blast.
Yeah.
Okay, so we're going to jump into our Laughter is the Best Medicine video, and then we're going to talk about something else that Jackie and I are doing to help people, have a better money mindset, and then be able to create more money, keep more money, and do better things with it. But this Laughter is the Best Medicine it's just a riot. So Ziggy, let it roll.
What would you do if you had $1 million?
I would buy a flat screen TV.
That's it?
And a mansion.
I would buy like a fun house with bouncy houses and all those fun things in one house.
You'd buy a bouncy house? Would you live in it?
Yeah, and it'll be jello inside.
What would you do if you had $1 million? Cash.
Donate half to charity and donate the rest to people who don't have money or clothes.
So half to charity.
Yeah.
And half to people who don't have money and clothes.
Well, I'd save a little bit of money for me, but...
To do what with?
Like buy food for myself, maybe my kids.
You have kids? How old are they?
No, I buy food for my kids and my wife and me.
What's your wife's name?
Really?
Oh, that's a pretty name. How did you meet, really?
I don't have kids or a wife.
So you were lying about the wife.
What?
You were lying when you told me you had a wife?
Well, you asked me a question that I... What?
You lied.
Really?
Oh, are you calling for your wife?
No.
Well, you just said really.
You're a funny guy.
Really?
Yeah.
Tell her I said hello.
Hey.
Okay, so I love that. We watched it right before the show. I love it for so many different reasons because number one, typically when you do talk to kids about money and you say, what would you do with $1 million? It is, I would buy this, I would buy that. It's all about themselves. But I love how that child wanted to spend money for basically helping others, which is really legacy.
Yes.
And it's one of the things that you and I are working together on with my signature event called Beauty, Brains, and Business. And that event happens every spring. This year it's going to be May 4th. And we're going to be doing fundraising events that are going to be post events to that. And so the May 4th will be our Beauty, Brains, and Business event. And I will get the link for people to sign up. It truly is the #1 North Texas event for developing transformational entrepreneurs. And the reason for that is because we do want to help transform people's lives. And we know in order to transform the world, we have to transform ourselves first, and then we have to help transform other people's lives, which is what you're doing. And the post event on money, we're going to have a post event May 18th. If you attend the May 4th event, you're going to get a discount on the May 18th event. If you don't attend May 4th because you just can't, that's okay. You still are going to be able to attend that event. And this will be geared not just for the kids, it's really going to be geared for adults. But we know how important this topic is. We've got to help people break free from the debt, break free. Well, I should say, allow interest to work for you instead of against you.
That would be a beautiful way to say it.
That is, because interest can be an amazing thing.
Yes.
And help people take control of their financial situation.
Yeah, and for most people, they see that like a big monster that they need to tackle, and they have no idea how to do it. But really, like I said, it's such a simple formula that it's not even funny.
Right.
The tools that go in, it's easy to learn, but you're going to have to work for it.
Right, you are. But everything in life worth having is worth working for it. And I say all the time, it's like being broke is hard. And having money is hard. You choose your hard. You pick which hard life you want to live, because life is hard, but it's supposed to be hard.
Yeah. So you just need to decide on how you're going to show up for it.
That's exactly right. Well, Jackie, thank you so, so much. I mean, I could talk to you all day long. I'm so just extremely blessed to have you in my life. And
same,
yes,
Jen.
and this is just the beginning. This is just the beginning of an amazing relationship. And please, if anything we said today touched you, it was helpful, it made an impact, it inspired you to do more, to get into action, to contact Jackie, to contact me, to get to our event on May 4th or May 18th, please let us know. Share the goodness, share the wealth, and no pun intended on that. And please come back next week. And until we meet again, Monday, 3 p.m. Central, be big, be bold, and most importantly, be you. Bye-bye.